All right, it's officially time. Hello and welcome to Movement Break. My name's Amber Lankford, and I'll be running you through your movement session today. For today's session, we are doing all standing exercises. And if you feel that you need any assistance with balance, you can feel free to move to your support structure. Support structures include a wall, desk, table, any stable structure will work. Today, we are going to start with a little bit of focus on our feet and ankles first. So for these this first exercise, if you want to feel this exercise the most, I do recommend performing it without any shoes on. If you're in a place where you should keep your shoes on, you can feel free to do so, and I will show you the variation for if you have shoes on. So to get started, we're just going to stand nice and tall. Feet are going to be right underneath those hips. And all we're going to do is take one leg, and we are going to bend our knee, rolling our feet so the tops of our toes are pressing down in the ground. Ankle presses forward. We're just going to pause here for one breath, and then we're going to lower that heel down, straightening that leg. Switching sides, lifting our heel, bending our knee, rolling those toes under so the tops of toes are pressing down to the ground. Ankle is forward. And switch. If you have shoes on, you can feel free to just lift that heel, press that ankle forward without rolling those toes under. It will switch the focus just a little bit, but you're still going to get that nice stretch in the front of your ankle and get some good movement throughout that joint. Let's do one more to each side. And then bringing those feet in together, your feet can be touching or you can have a few inches of space. And all we're going to do is hands on our hips, chest is nice and upright. We're just going to bend those knees and straighten. I want your feet to stay flat on the ground. If you feel any irritation in your knees with this knee bend, you can feel free to lean that chest forward and send those hips back. This will take some pressure off of the front of your knees. You should be feeling a little bit of a stretch in your calves. We're also getting those quads to work a little bit here too. Let's do one more. Holding at the bottom. Feel free to move to that support structure if you need to. From here, we're going to add that heel raise. So keeping our knees bent, we're going to lift those heels up and down. We're performing a bent knee heel raise. Getting those calves to work after we just gave them a little bit of a stretch. If you need to, you can feel free to do this with straight legs, lifting those heels up and down. We're going to do two more. Relaxing out of that, straightening those legs. We're going to step one foot out to the side. So our legs are now right underneath those hips, hip width apart. Hands are going to be back behind our head. Soft knee bend here, so just a very slight knee bend. And we're going to lower our chest down towards the ground, sending those hips back. We're going into our good mornings. So we're only bending as far as we can, keeping that back flat, feeling that stretch down the back of our legs, and then returning to our tall standing position. So we bend at the waist, sending those hips back and up. The goal is to get that chest a little bit lower each time, staying in that comfortable range of motion where we feel that good stretch down the back of our thighs, and our back is still staying nice and flat. Let's do 2 more here. Lowering those hands down, we're going to widen that stance just a little bit more, and we're going to go into some half hip circles. For our half hip circles, feet are facing forward, hands on our hips. We're going to begin first with a forward half circle. So taking those hips, we're going to bring them over to the right. We're going to circle our hips forward, over to the left, and then go back. Alternating side to side, really feeling the front of our hips, those hip flexors open as we circle forward. Let's do 1 more, each side. And then now same thing, but we're going to circle our hips backwards. So staying over on that right side, we're going to circle those hips back, over to the left, and repeat. Alternating side to side once again. Doing those half circles to the back. Allowing that chest to lean forward as we circle those hips backwards. Let's do 1 more to each side. Standing back up nice and tall, you can feel free to bring those legs in. Next, we are going to do some wall angels. So if you have a wall, I want you to walk over to it. So I'm going to go over to this wall over here. Standing as close to the wall as you can, I want you to bring your arms up into that field goal position. Elbows are at shoulder height. Hands are pointing up to the ceiling. From here, we're going to try to keep those hands on the wall. And we're just going to slide our hands up, directly overhead, reaching to the ceiling, and then back down. If you do not have a wall, you can stand with your arms up and just do that overhead reach, trying to keep those arms wide and open. We're also trying to keep those ribs in. And if you have your back pressed against the wall, we're also trying to keep that back flat on the wall as well. This may be challenging for that shoulder mobility here. Let's do 2 more. And relaxing out of that, lowering those arms down. You can step away from the wall if you are using it. Same position, bring those arms back up to our field goal position. But now we're going to add some rotation. So keeping those elbows up, we're going to start by rotating one hand down towards the ground, going as far as you can before lifting it back up and switching sides. So we're going to alternate side to side as one hand rotates down, the other rotates back up. Let's do 1 more to each side. Relaxing out of that, bringing those arms down. Last movement, we're going to stretch our wrists. So I want you to start with your hands up. Palms are facing up towards the ceiling. We're going to start first by taking our right hand. We're going to grab our left hand, so grabbing around your palm, your fingers. And all we're going to do from here is we're going to extend and reach that left palm out, trying to pull those fingers back, using that right hand to pull them back. Bring it in. We're going to do 2 more. So we extend, pulling those fingers back, and relax. Let's do 1 more. And then we're going to switch sides. Now we switch. Right hand is up to the ceiling. Left hand is going to grab those fingers. And then same thing, extending that right arm out. Trying to get that elbow all the way straight. And in. 2 more. Last one. Relaxing out of that, you can feel free to do a few wrist circles. And that is all the movements I have for you all today. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and see y'all next time.